can't feel love if the respect is not there. Yeah. Because with me, I don't care about shit my wife do to a certain extent. Yeah. My thing is, like, if you go out, and my thing is with women, some women just put on clothes because it's comfortable. And sometimes, with, say, my wife is thick to me, right? I don't care what the fuck you wear. You can wear my clothes, you still gonna see your body, right? So my thing is, just respect me enough to where, like, motherfuckers ain't just, like, looking at you. They gon', you know what I mean? They gonna look, but respect me enough to care about the dope self.
Conversations with Cliff. I'm a free-thinking spiritual beast. We can keep it ratchet or classy. I'm here for the conversation.
What up, good people? It's your boy Cliff coming back to you with another episode of Conversations with Cliff. Today I'm joined with a plethora of people. I got to my right, excuse me, my left.
Oh, Jabril Hurban.
Sheila Young, aka Shay.
Mr. BJ.
And today we're talking about the miseducation of relationships. This topic is a lot to unpack and digest, but we just want to give you some raw, uncut feelings towards certain things. So I want to start off with, who taught you how to be in a relationship? Like, where'd you get that from? We'll start with Sheila.
Well, I think that, you know, if you're growing up in a two-parent household, your parents are your first example.
Right.
Even if it's rough and if it's good, you see all of it. And for me, it was my parents. I was able to see genuine black love. It was beautiful, but it was also toxic. So I learned what I didn't want and what I was not going to go through from their experiences. So I definitely got the good and the bad, but growing up in a two-parent household, they were my first, examples of love and how to love and how not to love.
Okay. BJ, what about you, man?
For me, man, I felt like TV was. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I just felt like we had the Huxtables, you know what I'm saying? We had Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know what I mean? Like, that was my role models. Yeah. In essence, as far as like a whole family atmosphere or something like that, because I didn't have none of that. Yeah. So you look into other people and other things to be like, oh, that's what this is.
That's what love look like. Yeah. That's what a family look like.
What's supposed to look like.
Supposed to. What about you, Jabril?
I kind of feel like I didn't get taught. I mean, I had television as influence. At some point, I was in a two-parent household for a little bit, but as far as being taught how to be in a relationship, I don't think that I ever was. I kind of stumbled through it. It's been trial and error for me, for sure.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Because I think for me, it was the same. I learned from Family Matters, Fresh Prince, all those shows we grew up on. That's what I thought a relationship looked like. Because at home, that wasn't. It was just moms. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was moms. And then, to be honest, it was moms and these, I don't even know, stepdad, stepboy,
uncles.
Others. Uncles. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't showing me nothing because the dudes was lazy for the most part. Like, so, I mean, that's a whole nother thing, but that's what I saw in relationships. And I didn't. I learned everything from TV, trial and error, like you said. But for us and it sounded like we all kind of had it at one point, how was it being raised by a single parent? And if that single parent was bitter, did you take bits and pieces from that, and did it translate to your future relationships? Jabril, go ahead. You got something to say.
I mean, listen, now I'll be getting in trouble on here, but growing up in a single parent household where my mom was the parent, I definitely think that she was bitter in some sense. She was naive in a lot of areas, and kind of just trying to heal from her own traumas, and looking for love in all the wrong places. But I mean, that's just being for real.
Yeah.
As another woman who grew up and wasn't taught how to be in a relationship, yeah, man, it was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough on some levels. I don't think that I don't call my childhood traumatic or nothing like that. I'm not scarred necessarily, but you learn a lot real fast, and you gotta grow up kind of fast. It was tough, man. I don't know. You're not trying to say something.
So, yeah, you gotta speak your mind sometimes.
Speak
Sometimes
on
you
it
gotta speak
this
your
morning.
piece. BJ, did you have that same kind of issue dealing with your mom growing up?
Well, it was like my dad went to jail at 6, you know what I'm saying? So for my mom, she was working a lot. So I think, and then she had me at like 19. So if I'm 5, she's 25 or something, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Something like that. So she's still young. So she still, to me, was ready to, she working, taking care of kids. Maybe she really wanted us or not. I don't know. She had us, but she working different jobs to try to provide, you know what I'm saying? And then she's still young, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So she still want to live her own life too and don't want to feel trapped. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't realize that until now, though. Like, you know what I mean? Me looking at my mom now and like, okay, well, why she did this? Or why she, you know what I'm saying? And now I find myself, even in a 2-parent household with my kids, still not want to go right home. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'll be like, all right, then I don't work 8, 10, 12 hours, but shit, I know I'm gonna have to deal with this. You know what I mean? So I understand now why she didn't want to just come straight home all the time or whatever.
But
You know what I mean?
That's for real because, you know, as an adult with your own kids, shit, I had kids young. I mean, I was grown. I was 21, but I mean, life come at you so fast, and it don't come with a manual, and so it's like, well, shit, you know, your parents were still growing up and trying to maintain, you know, and now you're responsible for other people's livelihood, and it's a lot, and you do get to see it from a different perspective once you grow up because, yeah, I mean, as
especially
a kid,
if you're the first one, right? And then I was the oldest, so it was a lot that I felt like she had to learn, like in the whole process. Especially with my mom. My mom had moved out of her own, like with her family when she was 16. You know what I'm saying? So my mama thought she was grown early on, like you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So to me, more or less, I'm looking at it like, damn, okay, well, she thought she was grown way before she was grown. Yeah. And then here I am in 19 having me, you know what I mean? So I can just understand the stress and the pressure, but for me, for me in essence, I don't judge her though, because I see, like you see what I'm saying? And I understand, like it wasn't hard, but everything was more or less, it was new. You know what I mean? Like us, you with your kid and the little 4-year-old, you way more patient with him than you was with the first 2.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn
you
right.
let him run, jump on the couch and stuff.
And you know, the more you grow, the more stability you get.
That's true.
You know, so that first kid definitely, you know, it's trial and error.
Trial and error.
Because we rolling, you know, it's fast paced. By the time you get to the third one, I mean, shit, now I'm married, you know, and somewhat financially stable or whatever. I mean, it's just a whole different experience than what it was with my older 2. And that's exactly what it was with me and my mom and my sister. Like, my sister had a completely different mother than I had. You know, and it's one and the same, but it's like she wasn't the woman that raised me that you had, you know. And for a long time, my mom and my sister didn't get that. And I don't judge my mama either, but, you know, I have to tell her that while you were going through life and trying to figure it out, you can't deny that.
We was too.
Yeah, you can't deny that it affected me. You know
we
what
was
I'm saying?
figuring this out together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So how like Sheila, did you have that same dynamic?
My mom and dad were together like forever, but they did have their on and off time. So my mom, she did wear the single parent shoes, you know, on and off throughout my life, and it was hard. It was 5 of us. So my mom was definitely on the grind, worked multiple jobs. My dad did too, but when she wore those, you know, single parent shoes, It was a lot, but she wasn't bitter though. My mom, she battled depression. She did battle depression, but I never saw any bitterness from her.
Mm-hmm.
So
I love that.
So even with it's going down in Kansas City right now.
I know, right?
And it's early on a Sunday.
Whoa, because they busting
But
you.
right, busting Ewings and everything.
We hanging out with Cliff, y'all.
I know, man. Sheesh. They coming from me.
Man.
My past is catching up to me. I'm not the same guy anymore.
But here go me.
That's funny as hell. So, with dealing with the way we were raised, how does that translate into the relationships? Whether it's been married or just, and everybody's been married or married now. Who ran the house?
You know what?
Like who was? Because it's gender roles, and we kind of watched our mom and dad kind of maneuver through the house, and that's how we kind of pulled and said, okay, when I get in the relationship.
My mom, she would say straight up, a man's ego, okay, you're gonna always have to watch that. You will always have to watch a man's ego. And so I feel like my mom ran the house, but low key. It wasn't like I think my dad thought he ran the house. Okay, I'm gonna be real.
That's just.
But my dad, when they were together, he was the breadwinner. He, they both made good money, but he worked really hard and he did what a man was supposed to do. I think that my dad was that traditional male. Yeah. And my mom had I'll submit, and it looked the way that I thought it should have looked, but low key I knew my mom was running it. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anybody else speak to that?
I think that's good balance.
Yeah.
I think that's good balance. Listen,
he thought he ran it.
I know that everybody wants to switch up these gender roles so bad, and I think that is detrimental to at least the Black household. Listen, I want a man to be a man. I would love to be free to just be a woman. Submission to me is a wonderful form of love and respect. I don't see any weakness in that.
I think women today they have a problem with that term because I don't think they really know what it means.
They don't see it. They don't see it for full value.
I don't think they really know what it means. I don't think that they have a correct idea of what that looks like if it's being done correctly. But I also think that there's some men that want women to submit, but they're not acting like a man. I'm gonna be real.
That's for real.
They're not acting like a man.
But men have to submit too. You know what I'm saying? So it's
what does it look like to y'all though?
Well, to me, I don't have.
I just want to know.
I don't like
what does
gender.
It look like to y'all? Okay.
Me personally. Yeah. In my household, I don't like them. Now I know there's certain things my wife is just more prone to do, and I know it's stuff that I know I'm just more prone to do as a male. Like I'm gonna work, I'm gonna be dedicated and disciplined and go. I don't care if she get mad, the kids get mad. Y'all don't pay these bills. Okay. See what I'm saying? So it's certain things that I know.
So you pay all the bills?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, but my wife is still there to facilitate if I say, hey babe, blah blah blah, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I like the fact that I want to go get it. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. But at the same time.
Does she work too? Okay.
Yeah, she works too. And then we got the three kids and 3 dogs, all of that. But when I think about gender roles, if I don't want to say, hey, you're taking the kids to dentist appointment or something. Yeah. Like, no, I want to be able to take them too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If the dishes is done, that ain't just her job. Okay. If I see them, I want to, you know what I mean, or clothes or whatever it is. Now, granted, I don't want my damn wife to go out there and change the oil. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time, I do want her to be knowledgeable. Yeah. Like, hey, babe, this is where the oil pan is. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever go and somebody try to trick you or something like that, this is what it is.
Yeah, if I can't
and this
be there.
need to be back.
This is unique because you said you pay all the bills, right? Some men will have that mentality, I'm paying all these bills, so I don't want you to work. I don't want, and that's kind of where I feel like.
No, we've been there too, though.
Let's talk about
like I said, we've been together, almost 14 years now. You know what I mean? Married for going on 12. So it's a lot of stuff. Thank you. And it's a lot of stuff that we've encountered. Like She wasn't used to sharing accounts. She wanted her own money. She didn't want her own money. She wanted to stay at home, stay at home mom. She didn't want the kids to go to daycare. She down, all right, I'm tired of being at home with the kids. I want to go to work. You know what I'm saying? So we done tried it out.
Okay.
So she done went to work. Now she's working from home.
Okay.
So now she's in control of a lot more since she's at home. Now I can cook. I can take the kids here.
Right.
I can be
Kids are at school
whatever.
for a portion of the time.
So it's cool, but she loves the freedom of saying to shop and to grocery shop. Yeah. So that's what she spends her money on.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So her money necessarily is towards the house.
Okay.
It's still contributing.
I will
but
say,
she has the autonomy. I caught that. She has the autonomy, and that's not always how it goes down. When you have a man that's paying all the bills, his woman or wife, he's not going to give her, some of the time, I hear that. Sometimes she's not going to have all the autonomy to test out and see what she likes. It's like, no, you're going to submit. You're going to do what I tell you. I'm paying all these bills. So it sounds like, I mean, that what do you mean?
Like, okay, no, I get
that
it.
exists.
I get it, but it's kind of crazy because it's like
this,
we're looking
I'm hearing over
towards.
here. You got any brothers?
Oh, because I don't.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's
single.
he's provided
Okay.
security for
Right.
her to where she can explore
Trial
and
and
find
error.
herself
I heard
and
that. I like
maintain
But it's
balance in the household.
deeper. It's deeper than that, right? So everybody's household is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
When we submit, it don't have to be 50-50 submission. It can be 80-20.
It's never going to be 50-50.
It's never going to be 50-50.
But I still want to hear what it looks like to you guys.
So what
and
it
I want to
looks like,
speak on it, but I want to know that.
So what it looked like for me is, I don't have to necessarily cover all the bills. Can I cover all the bills? Yeah. But now I have to work harder to cover all the bills, plus take care of any extras. So I want you to work. Not just because of the money. I want you to work because it does something for your brain, for you to be away from the house, away from the kids, away from me, to be out around socializing with other people.
Okay.
If you're sitting in the house and that's all you do, you're going to go crazy.
Yeah.
They went through that phase where she was like, man, I don't want to be here no more. I want to get out the house. I got to go. I got to do something. My wife went through the same thing. And I said, look, I want you to work. She was concerned with, I got to make X amount of dollars. No, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't getting I just need you to get out of the house and just be out, socializing.
Only because it sounds to me that if she was in the house, I mean, it wasn't a necessity for her to work, but it sounds to me like the issue was that she had no ambition at all.
No, and that wasn't the case. It was the worrying. The worry of, if I leave, if I go work outside the house, is the house going to be taken care of? Yeah, I pitch in where I can. Do I cook a lot? Hell no. Can I cook? Yes.
You burn up.
But I'm busy. We're going to burn this water and then we're going to be all right. But can I wash clothes? I do. Can I clean? I do. I do all the other stuff to make up for what she can't do in a week or day or whatever the case may be. So it's never 50-50. This week it might be 80-20. Next week it might be 70-30. The week after that it might be 90-10 going either way.
Right.
But it all balances out for us. And that's what it boils down to. So like when I ask the question, who runs the house? Depends on your relationship. Depends on your situation. I submit to her when I need to. She submits to me.
What does it look like when you submit to her? I'm just curious.
Whatever she needs me to do. It's not, I don't raise my voice and I'm a man and this is my house and you do all that. What? That's corny. What do you need me to do? Got it. I get it. You look stressed out. You look like you're overwhelmed with whatever's going on. Let me take some of that pressure away. I don't have to announce it. I don't have to go live. I don't have to do none of that. I just take the pressure away. Damn, she look like she got a lot going on. She don't look like she want to cook tonight. Man, let me go and get on this DoorDash and make something happen. Or let me get in the kitchen and make something happen. Or boys is acting crazy. Let me get them about the house and give her a minute. Okay. It's a give and take based on the situation.
I don't ever hear men talk about submitting to their wives. I don't. This is rare for me.
I have to.
Submission to me looks like,
yes, you have to.
I'm gonna let the man be the man, and I'm a little old school, I'm a little traditional, and I'm a very independent woman. But I don't have to be all, oh no, I'll take care of myself. Like if I find the right man that wants to take care of me, I'm going to allow him to, and I'm going to let him be the head of my household. And it doesn't mean that he controls me. It doesn't mean that he's going to tell me what I can or cannot do. It means that he is the head of the household. So when there are those big decisions, I won't be making those decisions without him. I'll be coming to him and talking to him and letting him lead in a sense.
Yeah, and that goes back to.
But with the right man.
Yeah, but that goes back to being raised. The way we were raised kind of dictates what we look to in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And we were raised. I was raised by my mom, just my mom. So I was used to a strong woman.
Yeah.
Being able to take care of every little thing. She out there with the hammer and nail making all this happen.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm used to. So when I got into relationships, I'm looking for the woman to be as
okay
strong.
with her being strong.
But I
You're
had
not
to let
intimidated
that
by
go.
that.
Yeah, I had to let it go because everybody's not built like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it, you know what I'm saying? It can become an issue because I can be like looking like, why you not?
Well, no, because my wife was silver. I call her silver spoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My wife was silver spoon. She went from having a mama who spoiled her to having a dad who spoiled her from there, and then I met her. So then, I didn't do nothing but take on his role.
Yeah.
And I'm that type to where you're not calling him. If anything, I'm going to call him.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? If we need $200, if you
See,
got a
that's
flat tire,
letting you be
I'm
the
calling.
man and letting you lead.
Yeah, because I don't want him to feel like I'm not a man or
Right.
I'm less of a man because his
That
daughter
male ego.
had the car.
Yeah.
Nah, but it's like, okay, I gotta deal with ego, but you gotta deal with pride. See what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So there's a real strong give and take when it comes to that ego pride thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you so powerful, they be like, oh well, you know what I'm saying?
You don't like
and
the
then
impersonation.
now I gotta be like, my ego comes in. Well, damn it,
Yeah.
I don't like doing it. You know what I mean?
And it's toxic.
Yeah, because
It's
now
toxic and,
it seems like you're
counterproductive.
like almost antagonizing and bullying your mate when
It's
you
very-
do stuff like that.
It's very difficult
Yeah.
to build with somebody who is constantly in competition with you.
Oh, please don't go there.
Who's
girl.
always
Okay.
battling
Not too much
for power. And the
Mhm.
thing of it is that us as women, to men, we are support.
Yeah.
That's what we're created to do.
I'm your cheerleader.
Co-captain, yes, and co-captain has to know
Mhm.
everything that the captain knows in
Right.
case the captain is incapable of, doing what
Right.
what they're supposed to be doing. I have to know how to do
Right.
everything that you can do and more. It's just not meant for me to do it long term,
Mhm.
right?
Amen.
So you can't be intimidated
Right.
by a woman who is capable.
Competition is a
Yeah.
relationship killer.
And it's killing my relationship, damn it.
I've been
Well,
there.
my
I've been
wife
there.
is
I'm
getting
not
to
your
a point
competitor.
now where
Your
like
partner.
she's finally getting to that point now where she didn't see it. Like she just was like, well, I'm gonna be a wife, I'm gonna be a mother, and to me that was fine. But I started looking at it as, what if I died, right?
Yeah.
Or what if I broke up with you tomorrow, right?
You take care of yourself.
How are you gonna survive? Are you gonna go back home with your mama and your dad? You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
So I'm hard on my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about hard on
Pushing.
her ass though,
Pushing.
right? And that's not to be mean or nothing like that, but I want my wife to be great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to me, if I say,
And that's for your kids too. though.
yeah, this is for my kids, it's for
Because
me,
they watching
for her.
all this.
Yeah. So I want, like as she say,
For the kids,
I need to be the co-pilot, not the flight attendant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Show me the control panels.
Yeah.
I don't have to be up here all the time, but if you fall asleep or something happen,
I got you.
Nigga, I got you. See what I'm saying?
We're not gonna be screaming,
We
Jesus
ain't-
take the wheel. No.
Yeah.
Why you take the
We ain't
wheel?
putting the eject button with a parachute. So no,
It would be a disservice for you to allow her,
Yeah.
to enable her in her
Yeah.
passiveness. It would be such a disservice.
Yeah.
And I'm sure even at times, I would hope that, when you are hard on her and she probably don't like it, you
Yeah.
can appreciate it.
Right.
well, now that I got this, I don't think my wife really understood what I was trying to do for her
Mhm.
before. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to think the first 3, 4, 5 years of us in a relationship on top of being married, on top of having these kids.
Yeah.
And then I had a kid before her. So
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
dealing with my 16-year-old
That's all
Yeah.
mother.
nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot on top of like, hey, this is what we trying to do. This is what I need you to do. And she didn't see it until I got this building.
Yeah.
And she realized how hard I was actually working.
Yeah.
Not just, look at what we can buy, but no, look at what we have.
Maintain it too.
You know what I'm saying? Look at what we have.
Yeah.
Look at what I'm doing. You seen
And
this
what-
one, this
what
was
it's gonna
nothing.
grow to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for her to see that process, she appreciates everything. Man, I'm gonna go back to school. I'm doing this, and it ain't like she's in competition with me.
And that's-
But
yeah,
she's-
that's what it is.
Inspired.
But
Okay.
she's looking at me as I don't like the fact that you make more money than me. I don't care that you do, right? But how can I make some money?
How can I get there? You see what I'm saying? It's gonna help us equally.
So that's what I like about her now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But before, like I said, I loved her.
Yeah.
But I like her now.
Yeah.
Because
I love my kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't like them.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. This has been an A2I Media production.